microphone flip on my headset. Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody! Hey, everybody!
Oh, why can I hear the stream?
Because I forgot to mute. It was me. I'm the culprit.
But at least I know now that my audio is working because I heard myself.
Right.
This was all planned. It was a very elaborate audio test. Welcome in, everybody.
Usually is without us
to
knowing about it.
Booked for Friday. Tonight we've got some amazing guests with us. We are sorry for the slightly delayed entry. We had some Julie shenanigans, and if you haven't noticed something different going on here, I spent all day schlepping a bunch of very heavy equipment down a flight of stairs and into my cave. So, yeah, it's been a day. But welcome in, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys know the rules by now. Get your questions into the chat. We will be asking our wonderful authors up here with us. Make sure that... Oh, I've got to point the other direction now because all my stuff's reversed. Our wonderful authors up here. And also, no spoilers. If you know it's going to be a spoiler, don't ask it. Or we won't ask it for you. So just don't do it. Julie, anything you want to intro?
No, I think you got everything about right there. We do have two amazing authors on our docket for this evening in the hot seat. We have up top T.L. Ford, and right next to me we have Miss Aspen Winters. So let the fun begin. You want to go with the first one?
So I know we asked. So we asked ahead of time for you guys' bio and stuff. What if you're watching the stream? You know, right now all that we have on screen is your name and your social links. So we'll start with TL Ford. If you would like to do a brief introduction, I mean, we got your name, but books you're a little bit about, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me on your Promptcast. I am T.L. Ford. I write eclectically. I have 2 sci-fis, 2 fantasy, 2 art books, a math book, a thriller. And I'm listed as help on a biography. So this is the stack of the print versions. I have a math book that's an interactive math book. So I'm kind of across the spectrum on strange things, but I write really good adventures that are fun to read.
And we do have a collection of all of your books here, right? But on screen.
Oh, excellent.
Yep. We also have the book cover for Aspen is Open Your Eyes. So I guess that'll segue us into our next guest. Aspen, you want to go ahead?
The Open My Eyes is my newest release. But I think I have like 17 books going from I have a sentient object romance, going from Omegaverse romance to shifters. Open Your Eyes is mythology based. So kind of all over the spectrum. All my books except for Duck Duck Cheap, which is a sentient cursed object one, is reverse harem why choose. So I'm kind of all over the board.
I can already tell tonight's going to be wild. I don't think we've had a math author on yet, and I mean this as nicely as I can. Of all of the romance genres, Sentient Object is the one that terrifies me the most.
Mine's a little bit different. It's not, it's more of a cursed object, but it falls into the sentient because that's what the genre is, even if it's a cursed object. Because it's, as you tell by the title, it's a rubber duck is what's cursed.
I've caught enough snippets of like work in that genre that it can run the gamut of anything.
You
So,
think of it with that book, it's more like the Swan Lake thing. By
gotcha.
day and by night.
Okay, I can get behind that. I don't want to read about how the
No.
help me step bro. I'm stuck in a washing machine because that was a book.
Is it sad I know what you're talking about because my friend read that?
Oh yeah. So, all right, we'll jump in first. Julie, hit it off.
Okay. What character would you trust your keys with, and which one would you not? And
Um,
obviously, the duck doesn't count.
can it be one of the side characters, technically?
Any character in your book, what
Okay.
character would you trust your keys with, which one would you not?
The one I would trust my keys with the most would probably be in my Lavender and Honey book. He's very the no nonsense lawyer type. He knows where everything is, A, B, C, and D. One I wouldn't trust would be Gumbo. He's the pet alligator in one of my books. He eats everything. Meet Gumbo.
Does he also have dreams to become a jazz player, a jazz trumpeter? Don't answer that. That's copyright. We're not going to go there. Anyway, moving on. TL, how about you?
Well, I would give my keys, my car keys, my house keys, any keys that she wanted to Alex, who's in my one sci-fi, because she could bring her Picobot fleet in and clean everything. And it would come out with good tech. Like, yeah, all right. And I would beg her to take them. Please do something. Anyway, and then I would not trust anyone in my fantasy novels with my keys because they are thieves. It's a thieves world, and I wouldn't have anything left. Even the good character, the main character who is actually a good person. I mean, she would still pilfer it all.
Fair. Very fair.
All right, so we have thieves, gators, robot cleaners, and a lawyer type. All right. So, what does your writing cave smell like after deadline week?
Probably pretty bad. Again, I would give my keys to my one main character who would clean it all up. Um, Things tend to sort of fall by the side, but I am married to an absolutely wonderful man who picks up the slack, knowing full well that, it'll pass.
Always nice to have that support. How about you, Aspen?
Yes, it is.
My house always smells nice because I have like 3 candles going almost all the ways, a candle in almost every room. So, like, right now, I think most of my house smells like fresh cut pine. I have a thing
I
because I
can get
don't like
behind that.
smelling wet dog when my dog comes in and outside. So I have candles going 24/7 almost.
All right. Well, make sure you're keeping an eye on those, especially if they're in other rooms. You get laser focused on your book
I
and
can literally see every the candle straight through from
yeah,
behind me.
safety first or third,
Uh-huh.
depending. Go ahead, Julie.
Okay. If your characters were all dropped on a desert island and they've got to make it out, Survivor style, who's making it out and who's calling in the reinforcements?
I'm trying to figure out which book because technically I have one that's T-Rex shifters and they can make it out fine, just fine. The ones not making it out, uh, probably in my Open Your Eyes series. She's a very much New York City girl. She wouldn't make it very long.
I think the rubber duck would do just fine because they can at least float across the ocean until they get somewhere. Uh,
It's technically, yeah.
how about you, T?
I think all of my main characters would make it out without a problem because they are all resourceful. Every one of them would do it differently. They would be in a different mindset and a different mode for how they would deal with it. Um, Several of them have some wilderness skills. Alex would obviously walk in with her picobots and live in luxury. I don't know that she'd want to make it out. So they all can get on and do just fine. I trust their ability to scavenge and figure it out.
Always, always nice to see main characters who aren't just I've been saved conveniently. So wonderful. Um, For my next question, I'm going to ask which of your characters has taken the most abrupt turn on you? Like you thought you knew where the story was going and suddenly they hit a hard left into nowhere and you just had to follow it.
Well, um, I have written and designed live action role playing games or LARPs for 30 to 100 plus people. So I write character sheets, and I've written character sheets that are generic for gender, so it doesn't matter what gender, your sibling, your parent, or whatever. And then I've dropped those character sheets onto players at conventions, and they do what they're going to do. And I treat my characters kind of the same way. I give them a challenge and they tell me what they're going to do based on the personality and their history and the types of decisions they would make. And so I don't really worry about them taking a left turn because it's okay if they do. So I just give them another challenge based on what they just did.
I've never heard of anybody. You're the first person to talk about role play, but like LARPing.
Okay.
But I'm very familiar, but we can't get into that right now. I'm sorry, Aspen. You're next.
Um, I had one book, Touch of Sin, which is one of my dark Omegaverse books. Uh, it wasn't supposed to have so many trigger warnings than I thought, so I had to
I heard you say
D.
dark in that genre title. You knew how many trigger warnings you were playing with.
It doesn't help it's a dark stepbrother one either, but anyways.
Ah,
But yeah, it was supposed to be a lot different, and I had to scrap my whole outline like 5 times.
ah.
So that I think that's a book that I really wanted to throw away, but it got written. But it was a challenge. It was interesting because at the end I just said I'm gonna pants the rest of the book and see where the characters took me.
Hey, at least you got it out there. That's more than most people.
True.
Go ahead, Julie.
It is a lot when it, especially when you're dealing with characters and you're like, this is not fuzzy. I don't like fuzzy. Okay, what have you done in your writing that you wish people knew about you? And then the reverse, what have you done that you like? Hey, that's not actually my best work, and it's like it's my first, but it's not. But it's like it needs to be like left where it's at.
Um, I actually rewrote my first book. Open Your Eyes was my first book that came out in 2016. I rewrote it, and it also gained like 100,000 more words. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I took some writing classes during like 2022 to 2024. So I took some writing and English classes, and I have dyslexia really bad. So I've learned how to edit out my dyslexia. So some of my earlier books have some of that, and you can tell. So
And yet it has 100,000 more words.
yeah, it ended up being like 162,000 words, I think. I
The
don't write
number
small books.
grows every time. I'll ask you
Uh-huh.
again in 10,
Well,
10 minutes if there'll be
and
more.
as somebody who's part of the dyslexia community, um, believe me, I feel you on that one. But again, I understand. You know, you go in there, you're like, I'm going to make this better. 150,000 words later.
Oops.
How about you, T?
Um, my one thriller book that is in fact a short book. This guy, The Sound of the Light. Um, it is gruesome and gory and more horrific than I normally write. And so I was so horrified at the thought of associating that with my name that I put it under a pen name. I'm like, I don't know that I want this associated because it's nothing at all like the rest of my books. I mean, I do fade through black type love scenes. I don't get into really gory graphic necessarily. And that one just stepped over the line.
All right. I had another character question, but I've been asking a bunch of those back to back, so we'll change the pace real quick and keep you on your toes. This one we're going to get a little bit deeper than we usually get on the show, but I'm curious. Is writing your way of participating in the world or escaping it?
It is definitely escaping. I will give you it's definitely escaping. The first book I wrote, I was really stressed at work and couldn't sleep, and I don't lay in bed and stare at the ceiling. And so I got up and took up writing, and I wrote in people that were annoying me and put their character traits in there, and then I killed them off. Um, Very therapeutic, by the way. And then I went and got another job.
I've heard that before. It seems to be a common thing an authors do is like murdering people on page is fully legal, everybody. Like we do condone you killing your characters. Just make sure you put that little blurb in the front that like any likenesses or anything is completely
Yeah,
coincidental. Anyway,
yeah, completely coincidental. It just had their character traits.
how about you, Aspen?
A little bit of both. I feel like leaving things that you wrote, especially like for generations down the line, is really fun, and seeing the how writing and genres expand. But it is also a very big escape mechanism for me. I have a lot of mental health stuff like depression, all that. Like, so it's a very big escaping for me because my brain never shuts off. So I need to be doing something, and at least with this, I can do something productive.
Yeah, when the voices in the head don't stop, creating something is usually a good way to channel that into something positive. So totally get that. Julie, what's your next question? You haven't asked your favorite one yet.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Oh, you're waiting. Okay.
I'm
It's a
building
Suspense.
that question. Okay. Now you just like poofed out of my head. Thanks, Sticks.
I know what I'm
All
doing.
right. I'm glad one of us does. Uh, oh, anywho, what is your favorite part about being an author?
I like the world building. It's like one of my favorite books. It's not my most popular one, but it's my favorite is my Alice in Wonderland one. I made a whole magic system, and I find doing research and figuring that stuff out really fun. So building like the world, figuring out the rules of the world, I enjoy it. It's time consuming and sometimes it pisses you off, but it is fun.
How about you, T?
I like that moment when the book's not completely done, but it suddenly coalesces into this is the right story. And then you just need to go back and edit in some pieces here and there. And you see it all as one big project that just holds together and flows through from beginning to end. And you see this is right. And it just makes you giggle and laugh and happy. And you can see it as its complete work. It's a wonderful moment. I really enjoyed that moment.
Oh, who was it? Somebody in chat will know. I'm thinking of that line. Yes, it's all coming together. I think that's Kronk.
Yes.
Uh, anyway. Uh, Next question. Back to a character question. Which of your characters would be the most annoying to follow on social media?
The most annoying to follow on social media. Um, Probably Maz, who's in the latest sci-fi book, just because her stuff would tend toward political, and I'm really not enthusiastic about political type social media.
I definitely understand that. Try to avoid it. How about I see that face, Aspen. What that is a very, very strong feeling face. What do we got?
One of my books is does with a basically K-pop group.
Oh, she said the
So,
word. She said the word. Izzy, go
I'm
away.
sitting here like I can see how the posts are going. It's posting every 5 seconds. Everything and anything from food choices to polls.
Oh boy. Yeah, those are the ones. I would avoid those more than politics myself, but um okay. So politics and K pop. Two things that you don't want part of your life. Unless you're Izzy. Uh Go ahead, Julie.
Okay. Now on to my famous question. What have you had to research for your books that probably has you on an FBI watch list?
I have a cannibal romance. I had to look up ways how to cook. You know what?
Human flesh?
Uh-huh.
I have
So,
so
I'm
many.
guessing it would be the same way you would cook pork, but I mean, I don't know. I've never researched that.
Actually, it's more close, depending on the certain body part, it's close to either pork or beef.
I'm I'm just going to pass it along to T because there are
Okay.
there are too many low hanging fruit jokes for me to make right now, and I need to behave. So
Okay. Well, on a watch list, probably when I was researching North Korea. North Korea is a scary place. And when you start really looking into different things, you start to feel like there are people standing behind you, watching you. And, you know, it's unnerving.
ah,
I tend to do a lot of research for the different areas and locations in my books and for different ideas for places, and I'll hit Google Maps and I'll go in and look at Street View and look at different places and stuff. And, I find myself looking at where in South Korea are you crossing to get into North Korea, and I'm like, should I really be looking at this kind of thing? How many different triggers am I hitting searching for this?
At this point, I'm pretty sure I'm on several lists. I just want to know what my officers' names are so I can send them Christmas cards and gift cards and probably chip in on their therapy. Um, we don't make a whole lot, but I can help a little bit. All right, Sticks, you're up.
yeah, I'm just thinking. So
Like, I
for this one, I'm going to ask you to go with specifically think of your most recent release. I believe that's Open Your Eyes for You, Aspen. Which one? I don't.
Maz Origin.
Okay. So for your most recent release, have you put together a music playlist for that book, or have you considered it?
Actually, the whole series for Open Your Eyes was inspired by one song. I listened to that song and it's inspired the whole series.
Does it take place somewhere in the Middle East and there's a guy with a flying carpet?
No.
Okay.
The song is called Open Your Eyes by, I think it was Brie Miller.
Okay. Because like, and my first thought
But
was
yes, I
like
have playlists
something
for
else.
everything.
All right.
Everything.
How about you, T?
I do not have a playlist. I don't set to any particular music even when I'm writing. I'm a random whatever mood I'm in and whatever strikes me that day. I'll listen to stuff.
Okay. Julie.
okay. And this is under the assumption that you've both done events before. What is your favorite thing about doing events, being in person and talking to fans? Like, what is your favorite part of it?
I'm a real I don't get online a lot, like interacting with my readers, it feels like, especially like in the last like year. So actually hearing the feedback and people like being excited. I had one person come up with me basically crying because her book got her through her divorce. And so I was like, oh. So it was very nice to meet people. And I had people bringing their books to the signing, like they already owned them. So I guess I get to see my numbers, like people buy stuff, but it's different when you see people in person and get to see that interaction. It's very different.
I have to interrupt. This is an important follow up question specifically for that. It wasn't the cannibal book that got her through the divorce, was it? Because I
No, it was my Lavender and Honey. It's a cozy
oh
romance.
okay. I was like, we might want to check on that person. But anyway, go ahead, T.
Okay, well, mostly when I do events, I like to inspire other people to go out and seize their own dream. That lack of confidence or the oh it's not good enough or oh I'm not going to be able to do it well enough. It's all a stamp in time of what you are right then. And it's okay if it's not completely perfect. We don't care and people are still going to enjoy it and still going to find things they're going to do. And so I love having somebody say, "Oh, okay, I never thought of it that way, and I can do it," and they go out inspired to go create their own things.
That's actually how the Hold My Pen Promptcast slightly started. Um, For anybody who wants to know about that, you'll have to join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Time.
You're plugging early, but it's okay.
It's fine. It was there.
That's true. It was true. It was an easy segue.
You get more than one plug on.
We have a question from chat. This is a good one because this is something that I can relate to. Ace asks, if you get to the end of your plot, or in this case, the end of the story, and you were hoping to reach a certain word goal, but word count, but you've fallen short, do you keep writing on the end, or do you try to go back and find places throughout the story that you can add more content? And then it'll be T first.
I don't write to a word goal. I write to a story goal, and the story tells me where it's going to be and how long it needs to be. So, like, my sci-fis are a little bit longer. My fantasies are light weekend reads. So I write to, this is what the story needs to be in order to be a really good, enjoyable read, versus I want to hit 200,000 words.
Big number. How about you, Aspen?
Every time I give myself a word count goal, it ends up being like 50,000 words more. So
Can you send
my
them my
books
way?
don't end up small. What?
Can you send those extras my way? I need those.
I wish I could, because mine need to stop being so long.
Says who?
Says me.
Look, in the words of our illustrious second in command, it takes as many words as it flipping takes. If it takes 150,000 words, it takes 150,000 words. If it takes 75, it takes 75.
My last two books were between 200,000, 220,000 words.
Okay.
They were supposed to be 120.
That's the number that I've always tried to
Okay.
hit, and I can't. You said, and then T said 200,000, and I felt part of me suddenly greatly affected by gravity.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, with small print.
I think I have a few of mine.
Oh, okay. Ace clarified, but I hope we got your answer for you. Just so we know, Ace clarified he wasn't talking about a word count specifically, more like do you when you get to what you believe is the story's conclusion, do you ever find yourself continuing or not? But you both kind of said you write to the story's conclusion, so that answered that anyway. Thank you for the questions, Ace. Julie, you're up.
Okay. If you got to sit down with any of your characters for a day, like you guys sitting at a bar or at a restaurant or anything like that, what would be the one question you wish you could ask them that they did not tell you the answer to?
I'm totally blanking on that one.
Aha, I made you think.
You're making me think. Might have to be from Duck Duck Jeep. Maybe. Because now you're making me blank on even my character names. Thank you. Cain, he's the one cursed, and basically I'd like to ask him a question about that, and I don't want to give a spoiler about it.
Perfectly fine. It's just that is the character, and it's like you got some questions about that the before story. Got you. Okay. TL, what about you?
I would sit down with Maz and I would ask her how she really truly felt about what the aliens did to her, and I can't say what that is without spoilers.
Jeez.
But I would want to know after she's been altered for a while. I want to know how she really feels about it.
Julie hitting the double spoilers tonight. It's okay. Thank you both.
Sorry.
I'm good.
Thank you both for
Bingo.
avoiding those. All right, this one's
It's
definitely
been a minute
spoiler
since we've actually
free.
had somebody say no to the spoiler.
This one's spoiler free. If it somehow leads to spoilers, I'm gonna be. I want to follow that rabbit trail because it'll be wild. All right. If a genie were to grant you a guaranteed number one bestseller in the world, but you could never write another story, would you take the deal?
Absolutely. I would have it generate Colony 2, which is the sequel to Colony 1, because the fans keep asking for it. Even if I never produced another book, I would want that one. And because it's a sequel, I'm concerned that it wouldn't be as good as the first one. And so you're saying it would be guaranteed by the genie that it would be a bestseller. So that works on many levels.
All right, taking the deal. How about you, Aspen?
Um, Probably not, because my brain never shuts off. I don't think I'd be able to just do one story.
I think for a few
I would want
million
to keep
dollars, you can
writing.
find a
Like
new
as
hobby.
long as if I could use it as a hobby and still write at home and I just couldn't publish anymore,
Nope, no more writing. Even
no,
even
couldn't do it.
personally.
I couldn't do it. I tend to write like every day for hours in a day, so no, I couldn't do it.
There we go. We have our first split answer of the night. We found ourselves on the opposite ends of the spectrum. All right, Julie, go for it. See if you can bring them back together.
Okay. Bring them back together. Okay, sorry. I'm a terrible singer. Uh, um, out of all the places in your books, where would you personally like to visit? Like, if you could pop into one of your books, where is the one place that you would find your happy spot?
I have a split answer for that because one has magic and one doesn't. But just visit.
Yes, you just visit. You're not staying there.
Okay, it'll be my Wonderland book. I'd like to go to Wonderland. My mind's a little twisted, but it's fine.
Get stuck at the tea party and never get past that, especially with the caterpillar, who definitely has something in that hookah. How about you, T?
I would want to visit the alien space station and see all of the different races and how they interact. I just think that would be magical.
I think we have a winner in chat. APOC predicted you would say Colony 1.
Thought about it. I was really close. I was really close, APOC. I'm sorry. I would love to visit Colony 1, and I think that would be awesome. But I think seeing all the different aliens would top that by just a shade.
We have another question in chat. Also, again from Ace. Has there has there ever been a famous person in real life that you wish you could talk to about some content you're struggling to write?
Um, I would say no because I bounce ideas off of my friends and they give me lots of information. I cannot speak highly enough of the help that I receive from just friends and acquaintances and random people on the internet that I send them, queries for like how does a young girl address an Italian acquaintance, older man, in Italian, just because I don't know the answer to that. And so I research and I contact various people and talk to various people, and they help talk me out of different situations for how things work. So if I write myself into a corner, I have friends that'll come back and say, "Oh, well, you can make this happen, and that would solve that problem." So you find a lot of help with writer groups, and honestly, just my friends in general are wonderful for helping brainstorm. Being famous isn't going to help that.
How about you, Aspen? Any famous people who would help you out?
I have a couple, but one of them would be because I have my K-pop book. It wouldn't be more for the writing. It'd be in that my book, the second book that I'm writing. It has a lot of song lyrics I'm having in it, so I'd like some like help with that part. Besides that, I never really have trouble with the writing part.
Gotcha. Yeah, that question actually made me think of another question I'm gonna have to add to my list. But thank you for the question, Ace. Julie, you're up.
Okay, back in just the nick of time. Um, do you have a writing ritual? Like, is there something that when you go to sit down that you have to do it in this very specific order?
No, because I pop around my house writing in different times and days. I since this is my full-time job, I write when I want to. So I could be up writing during the middle of the night and it's just I just need my laptop or a pen and paper. And I'm good.
I don't know. I think those candles might be part of the process. Go ahead, T.
Environment. Um, I have to read a chapter before where I want to start writing because I want to make sure that I'm in the right flow, the right mindset. I have the character in my head for how they would respond and for what should happen next. And so sometimes when I'm doing that, I'll tweak it and I'll do some edits while I'm going, but I try not to get stuck on just editing and to get past that and just start writing because then the words flow consistently across the page and they're very happy. They're happy they're flowing, not necessarily happy words, to be clear.
That is a very important distinction to make. Um, okay, I have two questions now because I just came up with another one, but I'll stick with my original one. Um, what would be your favorite trope to sabotage, and how would you do it?
Um, I I'm not really sure I hit too many tropes in my novels just because I don't pay attention to them. I've had people make comments about different tropes, but I don't tend to think about them. So
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily sabotage any of them. I just would do it naturally, I think.
How about you, Espen?
Could you elaborate what you mean?
Okay, so you threw out a couple of things like earlier, like reverse harem. Okay, like say like
Mhm.
pick a trope that you're not a big fan of, and then
Uh,
imagine writing how you would totally subvert it to make a joke out of it.
you said to make a joke out of it, and the one that trope I don't like, I can't do that because it's a sensitive topic.
Oh,
I do not like pregnancy tropes. So I don't know how that would work out. It's only because I do not want kids. So
Yeah, yes, we might birth our characters, but we do not. Some of us that's as far as it goes, and that's fair. Um, Playing off of that one right there. Uh, what is one thing that is a bucket list for your writing career? Like once you've done this, you know you've made it in your own way. You've made it.
I already have uh ticks on that list, but I am in the process of doing one book. I want to do one book trad published because it's just a big fuck you to some people. But I have multiple titles on my books and stuff like that. So I
hard
forget
to
to put
get
them
in.
on my book.
It's hard to get in that door. Some like for a lot of people. But
I think I have New York Times, USA, and Wall Street.
oh, see, so
Yeah.
not far off. How about
I
you, T?
have some of
Oh,
those. My big thing is like I've been told, oh, you're self-published. That doesn't mean anything until you get trad.
Yeah,
So
I hear that a lot.
until
I
that's in my
just want
bank
to do
account.
a trad publish just to say a big fuck you to certain family members.
All right, T.
Amen.
Amen. And I'm on the same general line. I would just like to make a chunk of change so I can actually go buy something significant. Um, you know, pay off the editors and the artists and the various pieces, and then be able to say to my husband, look, we can afford more than a cup of coffee today. I would I would like to be able to do that. The like Amazon self-publishing, I mean, they just take a huge chunk of the profits, and you get this little teeny dribble after. So I would like to have a nice chunk of change that I could say, hey, here's for nieces for college, or here's to help pay for this payment that we have to do, or just something.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's like, hey, there it is. Look, me personally, I just want it where it might support my caffeine habit for a month. I'm not asking for much. Just support the caffeine habit.
Right?
How bad's your caffeine habit?
This is the second Red Bull.
I was to say it's not the worst I've seen, but it's not average either. But things I can't say on stream. Anyway, moving on. All right, we have another question in chat again from Ace. When you go to write, what is the one big distraction you must push away, or you won't get anything written?
Social media, bar none. You've got to get rid of it because it's designed to splice your focus into teeny tiny pieces. It's got to go. And it's got to go for probably at least 24 hours to clear that oh look out of your head. Yep.
How about you,
Maybe
Ashley?
that's where I'm going. Okay.
I have two big distractions, but lately my biggest distraction has been those apps you download that are Asian for the Asian videos and dramas?
You lost me there.
Yeah.
I get the ads for them and I'm like, ooh. Then I spend 2 hours watching that. The other thing is I am a big fan fiction person. I started writing on fan fiction when I was like 10. So every so often I go back to my old fandoms. Like I lately I've been reading Percy Jackson fan fiction. So
Stay off AO3. Write your own stuff.
I had fan fiction accounts. I had to still finish my stuff on there. So those are my big things that distract me. Besides my dog. That you probably just heard her big mouth.
Nope, actually.
Actually, we did not.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Which kind of goes into my my next question. Do you have a writing companion, whether that is a squishy or a animal of some sort?
I didn't hear TL Ford answer what distracts her.
It was social
media.
media.
Oh, social media?
Yeah. That's all good.
Okay. Repeat the question.
Writing companion.
Okay.
Do you have a
Yeah,
squishy
lots.
or do you have a? What do you do?
I have lots. They're in my second bedroom. They take up over my second bedroom bed. Right now, this is one sitting by my desk right now. I have to see if it goes on camera because I don't see mine.
Nope, you're dead center
You're
frame.
good.
Good job. That is an Afro duck.
It is. They have a little farm stand in town and they make these leaves and other little animals. So I have plenty of little plushes, squishies, everything.
How about you, TL?
I have a cat and I have a stack of little stuffies.
There you go.
See, I am not the only one.
Oh no, for sure. And honestly, my best writing companion is my friend in South Africa who reads all of my flips of different pieces and sends back positive, where's the next bit? Not to be confused with a little stuffed animal or anything, but she is the driving force on me getting a lot of things done.
We have another question in chat, and we have more questions lined up, but something we didn't get to ask in the pre-show because of the time crunch. How are you guys? How are you both on schedules? Like, are you willing to go over? We usually stick to an hour, but we can go longer if you guys want.
I'm fine.
No schedule.
No schedule. All right, we continue rolling. Uh, on to the next question. This one coming from Bitzer K, aka Internutter, aka our crazy Australian. Uh, favorite AO3 lures?
Lures.
I'm not sure what that is.
All right, there you go. You got your answer really quick. They're both confused, so I'm gonna bounce over to my backup question.
Okay.
What does what does what does flow state look like for you? Because everyone kind of describes it differently. Is it like
Flow
all
state,
your
flow
characters
state,
talking
like
to
when
you?
you're
Yeah, like when you're really writing, like what is driving that? Is it like all your characters, or like you can actually hear them, like, talking to you, telling you the story? Do you see it playing out? Do you like how does that kind of manifest for you?
it manifests as a sudden envisioning of all of the pieces pulling together into one spot, and then it pounds on my head like a mage's spell trying to get out, and I cannot do anything but sit down and write. For example, I have been on vacations with my husband where he has run off to Busch Gardens without me because I'm sitting at the hotel writing. Because it has to get out, or it disappears and goes away.
I see it very.
It's very driving. It's yeah.
You got to answer. You got to sometimes it's not a knock at the door. Sometimes they're kicking it in like the FBI, and you don't have a choice.
Yeah, it's obsessive. It's obsessive. I will write nonstop. I will avoid sleep. I will forget to eat sometimes, not often. But other things just fall off. Like I said, I have a very good husband who's very supportive of those moments.
We don't condone skipping meals and not sleeping. Chat. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Everybody, drink your water right now. Thank you very much.
I agree with that. I'll drink to that.
Aspen, whenever you're ready, take it away.
For me, I literally with my ADHD, I literally like kind of eyes glaze over and you just zone in and it's like a movie reel in my head. So I literally that's one of the reasons I don't like typing out in public, because I've had somebody ask me before, it's like interrupt, say, "Are you okay?" Because like literally I'm zoned out, like it looks like my eyes are glazed over. And like I can type really fast, so
A literary zombie with a speed typing habit.
like literally I could not be like zoning out looking this way, but I'm typing. But usually it's either like that or for me, I have OCD. So if I get really into what I'm writing, I am only doing that. Sometimes it's so bad, you don't get to do anything else besides what you're working on, because I have alarms on my phone to eat because I forget that. And sometimes my body won't let me sleep until I finish so much of this. Unfortunately.
Take care of yourselves. YouTube chat.
I have alarms on my phone for a reason.
And as somebody who has this, the one person in my house that needs those reminders is not necessarily me. I'm not saying I don't, but it's not necessarily me. The other person that occupies this house as the other adult gets mad over the alarms, but they're because of him that I have the alarm.
Somebody has to be the adult.
Somebody has to be the adult.
Julie, be the adult.
I really wish I wasn't the adult.
Julie, be the adult. Ask the question.
Ask the question. So, if you could be any squishmallow in the world, what would it be?
The shark one. Because they don't have a squishmallow of the one I would really want to be.
I now have a small
My
chili
favorite
that's starting to
anime,
stick in my head.
my favorite animal is a stingray.
It's a new
They
one.
do have a stingray.
I haven't seen that one. I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
I'd be that one.
Okay.
How about you, T?
I would be one that belonged to somebody who really needed it. I don't care what shape, what form it took. I want to be the Velveteen Rabbit that is overloved and squished and makes them feel, complete. I want, the little kid that runs around and makes me say stupid stuff to trees. I'm fine with that.
You have an imagination. Why not the child? I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
All right. See, I've got this question on the list, but it might not land. We'll see. We'll see. We'll take a risk. Um, do you drink for inspiration or courage when writing?
I don't drink alcohol in general.
So that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I don't need inspiration or courage too much. Except for when I got the email from Dad that said, "Oh yeah, I can see you in this storyline." I'm like, "You're not supposed to see me." At that point, you need a little bit of courage to, come back.
How about
But
you,
yeah,
Esper?
I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, if you got more,
Uh,
go ahead.
I have anxiety, so probably the courage. That and I drink because I sleep really light and every noise bothers me. So
That's fair.
On the flip side, I've slept through a college showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm told my college friends threw water on me and everything. I was just gone. If I felt safe, I'm out.
I can hear that my animal's nails click on our wood floor, and I won't get woken awake by that.
Two very different ends of the spectrum there. Julie, you got another one?
Okay, yes, I do. What, dead or alive, mind you, dead or alive, what historical figure would you like to have a chat with?
Historical figure. Um, I was very into because of my brother. He's on the spectrum and become very obsessed with World War II. So I would love to ask questions about with Anne Frank and her experiences. Because I know they're like, we have the book, yes, but so I would be really interested to see like the difference from what was in the book to what was really happening.
I'm glad you chose that answer. It's a good answer.
It is a good answer. Does it have to be a famous historical person?
No, it's not historical.
I would want to talk to either one of my parents who are gone. Either one. Doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah.
Because I miss them. I miss their advice. I have things I would like to ask them. And it's gone. Just left away in the wind.
All right.
Valid.
Sorry, I got caught up reading. It looks like we have another question in chat. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm pretty sure that they both kind of answered this with a previous question. Because it sounds like when they get into flow state, and that nothing is getting them out of it. So I don't think they would just randomly run to the store for a snack. Um, I'm kind of blanking on two here. Um, okay.
Well, I mean, I have told people in the past that if the fire alarm at work is going off, they need to come in and wave their hand in front of my eyes, grab me, wait for me to turn and face them, count to 3, and then tell me to get out of the building because I won't notice until the power goes out.
Goodness me.
So there's no snackage there. It's the hey, you don't need to die. No smoke inhalation today. Let's get you out of the building.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, a hunky fireman could literally have thrown you over their shoulder and be carrying you out of the building. And as long as your hands still have a hold of that keyboard, you're doing the job.
I get hyper focused.
I'm hyper focused and I order stuff to be delivered to my house. So I don't have to stop.
All right.
I don't leave my house much.
I got my next one. If you had to market your writing style using only 3 emojis, what would they be?
I feel like I need to go look at an emoji list to see them.
Thinking caps are on.
Yeah, I'm thinking a soccer ball, and I don't know why, and a smiley face for sure, and probably the lady dancing with the red dress.
I actually, I can actually see that. Kicking around some happy ideas, party time, fun. How about you,
Um,
Espen?
the devil emoji, the sparkle emoji, and the fire emoji.
Also can
Those
see
would be
that.
mine.
You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Julie, we got another one in chat, or you got another one?
Okay. I'll do the one in chat. Favorite ice cream or frozen dessert? Why's it got to be frozen?
Uh,
How about we just change that to favorite dessert?
I
Like,
have
It's
food
hot outside.
allergies. I'm allergic to cow's milk. So there is one it's an Asian treat and it doesn't have milk in it, but it's like a melon popsicle. Because I'm allergic to dairy.
I was gonna say, is it an allergy or like intolerance?
Yeah, it feels like I'm swallowing needles and broken
Oh,
glass.
yeah, no, that's a full-on allergy. Okay, gotcha.
Like, it's not where I need an EpiPen, but I need to take like 4 Benadryl to eat anything with dairy.
Yeah,
It
don't do
hurts the
that.
whole time I'm eating it.
How about you, T? Favorite
Yeah,
dessert?
I avoid the dairy thing too with a passion. It makes me feel awful for 3 days. Um, And what I can say is if you take a Vitamix blender and you throw frozen fruit in and some cinnamon and some ginger, preferably fresh ginger, but it doesn't have to be, and maybe some cloves and some nutmeg, and you go and it turns into the perfect ice cream consistency, and then you add the dairy-free chocolate chips into that, top notch.
I might need
And
that
But my
sometimes I
recipe.
favorite,
throw in spinach and kale, and it turns green.
I might need that recipe from you because my wife is extremely lactose intolerant, so
It is absolutely fabulous. I do it with pretty much any frozen fruit. Although my mango is my favorite, but it tends to be a higher sugar. Strawberries are awesome. They don't go so well with kale, but they do okay with spinach. So,
like my favorite dessert I make is an old dessert, but it's not frozen. It's when you cook rice and you have leftover rice, just white rice, you put it in a bowl and I put almond milk in it and you put cinnamon sugar on top.
Yeah, we call it milk rice.
Yeah, like that's not a lot of people up here, like around my age, grew up eating that. Apparently, it's not a big thing.
I grew up eating that.
Yeah, none of my friends like I ate that, and I was eating it with my roommates, and they gave me a look like, "What the fuck is that?"
My brain is split between like rice pudding and horchata.
Ooh, horchata.
Kind of, yes. It all depends on if you eat it fresh or if you chill it first.
I eat it where the rice is still warm.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, nobody ever like I eat that still from my childhood, but like I told people I eat that, and they look at me and they're like, "That's not a dessert." Yes, it is.
That was breakfast most mornings. What are you talking about?
No, we had it after dinner for our dessert when I was younger. Because the
Yeah,
leftover.
mommy used to make it first for breakfast.
Nope, but that would make a good breakfast.
Oh, see, you just made me think of a question, but it is not for authors. That's just a general question. I'll ask that some other time. That's not an
Okay,
author
then just
question.
ask the general question.
Yeah, ask a general question. We're fine.
Okay, here we go. This one's a controversial one. Everyone, get your seatbelts ready. We're about to break into the dark side of the web here. Sweet or savory grits?
Savory all the way. I am not a sugar person. I am definitely a savory, salty person.
I saw that face, Julie. She's like,
And
"You're about to start
I'm
a
about to
fight."
say, that's not, but it all depends on my mood. There's some mornings that I wake up and it's like, no, I want the sugary
I skipped above it.
thing, especially because I'm hypoglycemic. So, but there are mornings that I just get up, make some grits, throw some butter and salt in it, and off I go. It's like that would all depend on the morning.
Yeah, if I'm craving sugar, I'm getting sick, and I know it. It's like, oh no, I really want sugar, and I start my cold protocol.
So
Oh,
I never had grits.
gotcha.
I've had oatmeal, but I've never had grits. I live in Iowa.
Okay, that's fair.
I wanted to, like I've heard people talk about it, but I've never had grits.
I saw your first question, Ace. I didn't realize that was actually a question.
I'm getting judged.
You're not being judged. You're not being judged. I grew up in the north, and I am now a southerner. So like, it took me a while to have grits for the first time.
I
But
was born in Chicago, and I've eaten grits since I was old enough to know what well, technically, be able to hold a spoon. But either which way, that's
I never had grits. And I've looked at the box grits and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it right, so I've never bothered.
it's somewhere between oatmeal and cream of wheat. So
But yeah, no, I've
I
never
feed
had it.
you grits. You don't like grits. Izzy, she's like, don't ever feed me grits. And I'm like, I understand that you don't like grits. But you at least tried them.
I want to try them, but I'm scared to try to make it myself because I don't like cooking.
Mm.
I like the theory of cooking and I can do recipes and do stuff but don't I'm impatient. I want to put everything on high where it burns so it cooks fast.
Next time you find yourself in an event anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon line, you just let everybody know
My sister lives in Texas.
that you've never had grits before, and you will get to try plenty.
Grits and biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits gravy,
Like, go to any Huddle House, Waffle House. Go to Waffle House.
There's no Waffle House near me. Yeah, every time I leave the state, I get Waffle House. The closest Waffle House is either I think going to Chicago or going to Kansas City. Like that's like 3 to 5 hours away.
Okay, this is not a sponsored video, but Waffle House, if you're listening to us right now, get a Waffle House.
Yeah, like when I went down to Atlanta just this last time, that's where we went. Waffle House. I requested it.
They're too busy running the hurricane index, okay? They can't they're not looking
But
to
Waffle
move
House
this.
is closed. Take cover.
We have successfully reached a new first for Book for Friday. We have thoroughly squirreled something that I do my best to not do on the Friday segment, but hey, there's got to be a first time for everything. So we are going to. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to plug your what's coming next. Where can people find you? Not like websites and things, but events coming up. What's your next work in progress? If you have an ETA for that, stuff like that. Go ahead, T.
I have multiple books in progress, um, and I'm waiting for them to coalesce. I will read a chapter and then add a chapter. Um, Colony 2 has two different books because they can't decide which one I'd rather have, and I'm afraid it won't be as good, so I have this writer's block going. But it'll get solved eventually, hopefully. And I have a third for my fantasy book started, um, and another one that's a lit RPG that needs to get done that I've had for on my plate for a while. So I do have multiple things going, but I'm easily distracted in doing other things. Like I'm creating apps for the App Store for Mac OS at the moment, just because it's a fun thing to do and I can do it. And so I jump around quite a bit. I don't have any public performances or public presentations scheduled. Every time I go to the conventions, I hang out and think, I could do this. I came home from shore leave this past week with a list of these are the writing workshops that I would like to run. And then it's a matter of do I have time to contact the people, fill out their forms, get on the list and whatever. And I just tend to go off and do my own thing. So I go to local events quite a lot. And I'm in Southern Maryland.
Oh, you're a lot closer to me than I thought. I I drove up to Baltimore last year, but anyway, besides the point. Write both versions of Colony 2 and don't tell people that there are two versions and then just
But
release
there are
them
two
both.
different books.
Release both and watch the fires happen when
Yeah,
people
say
argue
which
over
way
what
did you
happened.
like it better? Yeah.
All right, how about you, Aspen? Go ahead.
I have multiple releases going. The one I'm finishing right now that's giving me trouble. It's going to be done probably by the end of the weekend. Is the prequel to my Lavender and Honey, and it's the prequel. So it's all male POVs. So that's why it's giving me trouble. So then I have like 5 books basically done that I'm just finishing edits and the last few chapters of it. Um, they're all reverse harem. One is like one's like Joker, Harley Quinn inspired. And it's Omega Verse as well. I have one that's 101 Dalmatians slash Devil Wears Parada vibes.
I could see that.
Uh-huh. I have my next volume 3 of Alice in Wonderland coming, which people are harassing me for. What else do I have? As I pull up my Amazon list. I have pre-orders for a reason. I have another fairy tale one coming, and the sequel to Eat Me is coming as well.
Assuming that's the cannibal
For
one.
events, I have one next weekend, Beyond the Reader event, which is in Columbus, Ohio. That's this. I'm going in on Friday. I didn't think it starts technically on Thursday with all there's like panels and stuff. I wasn't really interested in them, but the signing's like really long. It starts at like 10 in the morning and goes to like 5. So on Saturday. Then I have one in November, which is Merrily Indie After, which is in St. Paul, Minneapolis. I think that's all I'm doing this year. No, I'm doing Getting Witchy with it in Salem in October, which is in October 12th and 13th in October, which I'm doing this signing just to go to Salem, Massachusetts in October. That was my main reason for going.
That's fair. I mean,
I
if
mean, Fair and valid.
It's their 400th anniversary this year.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, why not?
All right.
It's like, it's fine. We're good.
Take it away, Julie.
Okay, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. It has been a real delight to have you both. My computer's doing weird things. Sorry.
I was wondering whose it was.
Everybody go and check out on Amazon and all places where you can find your books for both T.L. Ford and Aspen Winter. Mark your calendars for all of the events and see if we can't catch these two in the wild. And support all indie authors as we are, we do us all on our own. It's like, it's just one of those things. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Adjust your time accordingly for the Hold My Pen Promptcast, which is this week's prompt being. Hold on a second, I gotta pull it up. Well, a brick is a guest key anywhere. Dialogue, submitted by our very own Deathhead. So, you guys know what you guys got to do by 3 o'clock tomorrow. Have those in our inboxes. If you're going to be late, you know the procedure. Give us a ring. We know ahead of time. Otherwise, be brave, be bold, but always stay humble. We will see you tomorrow night. If not, we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.